Hey, thanks for joining me here today. It's crazy windy, so I'm standing right next to the coop, but I wanted to share this thought with you that I've been thinking about. And there's a saying that goes like this: being negative in life only makes life's journey more difficult. Life may give you a cactus, but that doesn't mean that you gotta sit on it, right? Welcome to Goose Pond Hideout, and I'm Rob. And I'm here with you on this windy day. And it's actually, it's blue sky and sunny, but the wind's really blowing like crazy. And that storm is, the polar vortex is supposed to dive down. And that's one of the things. They make it sound like, it's the end of the world is coming. Like people haven't dealt with snowstorms or ice storms or hurricanes or floods or tornadoes or anything else, that like this is somehow some crazy new situation that's never happened before. And of course the folks down in North Carolina and East Tennessee may understand that thought, but being negative in your life, when somebody gives you a cactus, you don't have to sit on it. And, I say all the time that life is short. I want you to find your freedom, right? And I was reminded, there's another story that I think of all the time and I'm going to tell it. This didn't really happen to me. It happened to, it's a story, but I'm going to tell it as if it was me here. Is that when I was 9 years old, I found a little baby bunny out in the barn all by itself. So I brought that little baby bunny into the house, and I bottle fed that little bunny for about 6 weeks, and I took care of it, and I nursed it back to health, and raised it, and it was doing really well, and it was getting big and fine and hopping around and everything. And one day my mom said, that's a wild bunny, and you've got to let it decide how it wants to live its life. She goes, you need to take it outside and let it go and see what it does, if it stays with you, or if it goes off on its own. So I took that little bunny outside and I sat it down on the ground. That little bunny hopped away and I never saw it again. And, the moral of that story for me is that you need to enjoy life in the moment. And you can be sad that the bunny left you, but you should be happy that you saved the bunny's life and enjoyed every day when it was little and you were bottle feeding it and taking care of it. That when you get up in the morning, it's up to you to enjoy the moment. It's up to you to enjoy the people that come into your life, and then realize that sometimes people are going to leave your life. And you can't be sad about that. You've got to be, amazed at the moment and live with it. And, there's so much going on in the world today. Just like, the storm that's going to be here like any minute, that's going to, wipe out the human race because it's a polar vortex, super cold storm with snow and freezing rain and all the bad things that are going to happen. And the people over in the Carolinas and the East Tennessee, they're dealing with the after effects of the hurricane that they got. And whatever, things are always going to happen. People are always going to give you a cactus in one form or another. And you live in the moment. You decide that you're going to be happy even though you've got to deal with power outages and food shortages and your electric bill going up and the price of gasoline going up and your insurance and taxes. Those things, that stuff is always going to happen. It always has happened. And you just think back through life, through the generations, the Great Depression, and those people survived through that, and the world wars. And it's always going to be something, and those things are out of your control. So I'm not saying be Pollyanna with your, I got some rose-colored glasses, I didn't bring them out here. I'm not telling you to be silly about it, but you've got to realize that those things are just going to happen. People are going to give you a cactus. You know, you're going to have a snowstorm. You're going to have if you live on the Gulf Coast, you know you're going to have hurricanes, and you just accept those things, and you enjoy the moment, because tomorrow you may be boarding up your windows or piling your family in the car to, you know, go stay at a relative's, you know, or whatever. You may have to be living in a tent next week. But you just need to make the best of the situation, because we only get so many trips around the sun on this rock, and there is no point in being negative in your life. There, you know, you don't benefit, your family doesn't benefit, you know, people around you, no one benefits if you're super negative about, whoa, the world, you know, everything is, you know, why is this happening to me? You know, I'm a good person, and all these terrible things are happening. Well, you know, terrible things are happening to, you know, lots of other people too. And you just, I want you to be happy in your situation. I want you to not be a negative Nelly, and, you know, enjoy life, because it's just, you know, it is what it is. And we're trying to enjoy life here on our homestead. I'm sharing this thought with you today. I could have said, oh, it's so windy out. Why, you know, why is the wind blowing? Why did it pick today to blow? Why can't I, you know, get this video shot with no wind blowing in the background? But, you know, that it's what it is. And I've even got my coat on because it's a bit chilly here, but well, you know, well below normal for us. But that's life. You know, it's a nice sunny day. I carried the chicken feed out of the car and put it up in the cans in the coops, so we're ready to go. I've got my firewood all ready to go, and the stove's running, the wood stove, so, you know, we'll heat our house, we'll be fine. And, you know, you are in control of your life, and you can't expect the government to take care of you. And I mean, this just off the top of my head when saying this about the government, and I've got experience with FEMA and things like that after Hurricane Katrina, and in various other times in my life. We went through a flood too, and that up north. But I guess the Amish were building tiny homes for folks over in the Carolina and in Tennessee area, and they're whipping up these tiny homes like they're doing, like, you know, 12 every couple of days or whatever, and they're building hundreds and hundreds of these tiny homes all over the region. Now, this is just what I've heard. I haven't done the research myself. And the government has told them that they can't do it anymore, that they've got to stop building homes for free to help people out. And it's just, you know, so if you've heard anything about that, you know, let me know, drop me a comment, because I'd be really curious to know if the government is shutting down the Amish from building free tiny homes for the folks that are living in tents. And again, the weather, you know, it's crazy windy, and it's blue sky sunny, but, you know, later tonight it's going to be snowing and raining, and the roads are going to be freezing up, you know, with ice. And it's I mean, if you believe everything the weather folks are saying with the polar vortex, that, you know, we're gonna be shut down in a few hours by tomorrow morning. But yeah, so let me know if that's true about the government, you know, because I can believe it, and I know they like to step in, and they don't want anybody, you know, making them look bad by helping folks out on their own, you know, and that's church groups and all kinds of things, you know, giving campers away and things to help people out. But our wonderful government's like, oh no, you can't do that. So, you know, do not be a negative Nelly. If life gives you a cactus, you don't have to sit on it. And people are going to come into your life, and people are going to leave your life. And it's just about being happy, enjoying the moment. You know, enjoy the time that you have with someone while you're there. And because tomorrow, you know, who knows what's going to be going on in the world. And the person that you're with today, you know, may be gone tomorrow, whatever, you know, no fault of your own kind of thing. So just find your freedom, be happy, enjoy life, and get out, you know, when it's a sunny day, enjoy the sun. Don't let the wind get you down. If it starts raining, if it starts snowing, you know, go out and make a snowman. I've done that before. Buttons for eyeballs, you know, whatever you have, a carrot stick, a cucumber, whatever you can find, you know, for the nose, and just have a good fun time every day, making the best of things, because I want you to really be happy. Life is short. Find your freedom! Freedom, freedom, freedom.